Good morning. So I've been getting this message from people on my friends list from this lady. I'm not sure. It's like 4 minutes and 24 seconds. And she reads something that is supposedly in Spanish about what to do for the COVID COVID 19 spread of the coronavirus. And a lot of the recommendations are ridiculous. And people are sending me this like, oh, you need to do all this stuff. And it's like, no. So, first of all, she said that it's not transmitted to people from animals. And it's like, that's not true. We got this disease in the first place from eating animals. So now it's transmitted by human to human because majority of people in this world are very toxic and their immune systems are so weak that they're susceptible to a lot of illness and disease. So if we're eating at all any kind, any type of animal foods, any type of cooked foods, no matter what it is, no matter what kind of cooked food it is, there's two things that are going to happen to us. So it's going to create mucus within our bodies and it's going to sludge our bodies and it's going to create acidity within our bodies. So these two things, acidity and mucus. And because of this, we have a higher risk of developing the coronavirus or any other illness or virus. Now, there are some people that say, oh, I never get the flu, or I never get this, or I never get that. And they feel fine and everything like that. And I even hear vegan friends telling me what you should do in order to be safe. And I understand their reasonings and things. And the whole issue with my vegan friends that are still eating cooked food is that cooked food can never be the solution. It can never be because they contain those two things, well, not contain, but they create the two things that I just mentioned, the mucus and acidity within the body. And it's not good for the body to be in these two states, to have the mucus and to be acidic. Now, our pH level, acidity has to do with our pH level, and our pH level must be around 7 something. And when we're eating fruits and vegetables in their natural, raw, ripe, fresh state, it balances everything out. And so we really need to understand that this is the problem. It's actually cooking our foods, it's actually eating animal foods. It's not just cooking our food, but it's eating in generally eating animal foods. Even if we eat animal foods raw, it's still not good because it has cholesterol and saturated fat and it has all the high animal protein, which is still acidic. So even if cholesterol and saturated fat did nothing to create disease, it's the acidity, the acidic animal protein that's the major problem. So the more protein that we consume from animals, the higher the risk for certain diseases, including certain cancers, heart disease, diabetes, etc., etc. Now, we tend to want to blame others. We tend to want to, okay, now we're in contact with people, so we have to like wash our hands thoroughly, and we got to do this and we got to do that. And it's like, yeah, these things are good things to do, but is it really natural to be drinking cold water or cold liquids or very hot liquids? They recommend coffees and soups and warm things. And it's like coffees weaken the immune system and the adrenals, and it's acidic. It's all acidic. Warm drinks, or I should say hot drinks, are very acidic. They're not good at all. I mean, yeah, they may be good for certain things. Yes, a wine, alcoholic beverage like wine may be beneficial in some way, but it's alcohol. It's poison. It's toxic to the body. It's too acidic for our body. So there may be some benefit, but that's because our bodies are so toxic to begin with that it's actually benefiting the body. It's like if you're smoking all the time and we stop for 2 days, yeah, it's going to benefit the body, but it's really not the solution. The solution is to stop altogether for a permanent time, permanently. So the recommendations that this lady is giving, which sounds like she has a British accent, is very poor. Washing your hands every 20 minutes. Who has time to wash their hands every 20 minutes? This recommendation doesn't make any sense, especially if we're not toxic. If we are consuming fruits and vegetables and we're not consuming cooked foods, and even one cooked food meal can hinder our performance and create acidity within the body and fight the viruses less. So the thing is to eat 100% raw vegan, fruitarian, eating fruits ripe, raw, fresh as possible. Now, if we can't get fruits for whatever reason, we're just making excuses. Most of us can move down to the tropics, or at least live there most of the year. We can do that. It's very simple to be consuming plants and only plants, especially fruit. Fruit is number one, followed by tender leafy greens. Our bodies are not meant to be consuming dark leafy vegetables and consuming hard vegetables like carrots and cauliflower and things like that. We're not meant to eat these foods. We're meant to eat succulent vegetables. Fruits are number one, so consume your fruit, sweet or non-sweet. Cucumbers, tomatoes, zucchinis, they're all fruit. And so let's consume our fruits. Nuts and seeds sludge the body. Most nuts commercially available, or I should say almost all nuts commercially available, are heated in some way, so they're not raw, no matter what they say on the package. So if you do get raw nuts, soak them if possible or sprout them. But otherwise, what you want to do is you want to eat 100% raw vegan. No supplements, no powders, nothing like that. Maybe supplements in the beginning, like B12 or vitamin D, because in the beginning our bodies are so toxic that we're not really properly assimilating, or we're not properly digesting these vitamins. Our bodies are not properly making B12. So the intrinsic factor that's creating the B12 is so impaired that it doesn't create the B12, and that's why we have to take B12. And I've known some people to take thousands and thousands and thousands of milligrams of B12 without really any benefit, because their bodies are so toxic that they can't absorb it. Same thing with vitamin D. I've heard of one case of a friend going into the sun all day long, exposing their arms and legs, and still being vitamin D deficient. So in the beginning, for the first few days, weeks, or even months, maybe even years, depending on how toxic our bodies are, we might need a lot of the exposure to sun, without any lotions on our bodies. So no sunscreen or anything like that, because they're toxic. So that's the thing. We're putting toxic things into our bodies and on our bodies. Lotions, makeup, all kinds of things that have chemicals and that are poison to our bodies. We're eating poisonous foods laced with chemicals and GMOs and all kinds of stuff, and processing and oils and salts and you name it. So eat raw vegan, stop putting crap on your skin, and eat healthy. And healthy doesn't mean eating cooked, because that's not healthy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon, everybody. Take care.